Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I've been putting off watching it for a long time because of the last few movies from the MCU that have disappointed me and the low ratings this movie has received. Is it really as bad as people say though? Let's get to the bottom of it. At the beginning of the film, you can understand that the main character of this film, Scott Lang, is not as rich as Tony Stark. He is not a professor like his father-in-law or the Hulk. He is not as brave as Steve Rogers or Thor. He is an ordinary man trying to settle his life after a conviction, and he also wants to be recognized, like all the Avengers, because he also participated in the battle against Thanos and saving humanity. His daughter, Cassie, has become a social activist. While the police are dispersing people who have lost their homes, she is arrested for shrinking a police car. Scott is not happy about this, as he worries that she could be in danger. Later, he learns that Cassie, together with Hank and Hope, worked on creating a map of the quantum universe, but the signal she sent was intercepted by the main villain of this film, and thus they are all dragged into his universe.
Cassie!
Drink the ooze!
What?
Unlike all other Marvel movies, the main characters don't know the local language, which I really liked. They are given some slime to drink that enables them to communicate with the inhabitants of this universe. It is interesting that on all the planets which the Marvel superheroes visit, they speak English, but in the quantum dimension they no longer know it. It took the writers a few years to finally fix this mistake, but it should have been done earlier. Unlike all superheroes, in my opinion, Scott wants to avoid fighting, because not everyone can be a skilled fighter, and this is demonstrated by the fact that he is a bit clumsy during a fight. I think he didn't really want to be involved in fighting evil in this dimension, he just wanted to free his daughter. His daughter is also not a super fighter and does not play an important role during the battle with Khan. She is a talented young engineer physicist, taught by her grandfather, Hank. I do have a lot of questions about Janet and Kang's story though. I understand that after 30 years in this dimension, Janet doesn't want to remember and talk about what she had to do to survive. She could have at least said it is dangerous there and it is better not to try to get in there and learn about the place. Probably then such a situation could have been avoided. There is almost no information about Khan. All that is known is that he was sent there in exile because he was destroying entire space-time dimensions just because Janet touched the core that powered his ship and saw his memories. Really? All this time they spent together and neither did Khan tell anything about himself nor did she try to find out? This makes him seem like another one of those anti-heroes killed at the end of the movie and forgotten about. In my opinion, it was necessary to reveal his personality a little more. I was also disappointed by the fact that Khan fails to kill Scott, however he manages to torture him and Cassie with a flick of a finger or uses a force field and pulses to destroy anyone who rebels against him. You might say that he fails to do so thanks to Scott's suit. Maybe that would make some sense, but Khan destroys matter thanks to his suit, which gives him superpowers. These are not gunshots, after which the dead bodies fall to the ground, here they simply disappear. But the moment with the ants caused me some mixed feelings. I like that they get into a different time-space where they are able to evolve and develop. But why did the ants end up in one time-space and the entire Lang family in another? Why not use a different pattern? Some family members and the ants go in one dimension while the rest of the family go in another. Maybe at the entrance to the quantum dimension there is some kind of regulator that allocates them? I liked the ending of the movie, but I'm not talking about Scott's fight with Khan. I mean, he's the only one who thought about Kang's words. The villain warned that he wanted to prevent something worse than himself, and no one paid attention to it. And Janet didn't even ask why he wanted to destroy other versions of himself. In general, this part was more interesting for me than the last films from Marvel, and definitely better than the Multiverse of Madness despite the fact that it has its flaws and does not fully reveal its potential. Thanks for tuning in, we'll catch up again shortly and be sure to hit the subscribe button.